Okay, so today's video is a little bit of a longer one considering it's a one topic video and it just is a bunch of collected information that I've basically been keeping in my head and in my notes for 2-3 weeks now. Before we get into it, my social media will be down below. Subscribe, hit that bell, like and comment for engagement, or you will run out of the cold space on your pillow. Like, you'll keep on flipping over and it'll be hot on both sides and you can't fall asleep and it's starting to get really hot and stuffy in your room. Yeah, that feeling. That's the feeling you're gonna have every night until you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And then you'll have a nice cold pillow. David Dobrik, finally the video of everything that is happening. I feel like I was giving little information here and there in my mini teas, just like, oh, this happened, but I didn't film a whole video because I felt like every time I wanted to film a video, I felt like more was going to happen. And every single time I decided to put it off, more happened. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't film because I would have said something and then something completely different would have come out, and it's just like, that video would have just been completely out. I feel like at this point we have enough information where even if more comes out, it's all kind of roughly in the same side. Like, I'm pretty sure we're all aware of who's at fault and who's not at fault, and everything just is kind of adding up now, and there's so much evidence and so much information now that we're confidently saying, like, this is what happened. Of course, allegedly, allegations, nothing is 100% confirmed until you get, like, put in jail. But as a whole, we have a bunch of information now that we can work with. So let's do that. Trisha Paytas, ages ago, started exposing the Vlog Squad. It was right after her breakup with Jason Nash, which was actually apparently because of David Dobrik. So Trisha was dating Jason Nash was in the Vlog Squad. They tried to make content out of Jason Nash and Trisha Paytas, which she was very uncomfortable with. So what ended up happening is David basically told 20-something-year-old David told a almost 40-year-old man, you have to break off your very serious adult relationship because I said so. Like, that should have been our first red flag, right? At the time, like, we should have said, like, that's weird. A 20-something-year-old guy is literally just leading your life. He's just making all big decisions for you. Really strange. Anyways, they break up. Trisha Paytas is going through it and she's exposing the Vlog Squad for many things. And the thing is, when I said this on Twitter, a lot of people were very defensive. They were like, well, we didn't believe Trisha because she's problematic and she's all of this. Like, a person can be problematic and correct at the same time. Not about the problematic stuff. They can be problematic in one sphere of things, but they can also say that 2 + 2 is 4 and that's technically correct. So you can say, like, oh, this is correct, but this is problematic. I feel like everyone just downplayed her experiences because she was problematic and because the Vlog Squad was at such a high that it was like anyone that ever came out against the Vlog Squad got a bunch of hate. And, like, we can see that through past videos about the Vlog Squad. They were dislike bombed. Like, there were so many dislikes on those videos, and now looking back on them, they were probably correct. Like, they were probably right. She made this video and no one's believing her because she's problematic, but at the same time, like, what I'm saying is she's problematic and no one believed her, but a bunch of the stuff that she was saying, there was proof for it on the internet. So, like, why were we not believing her when there was proof for it? Like, for example, one of David's friends, he was dating a younger girl, and at the time she was 17 that he had slept with her, and apparently she lied to him about his age, but that doesn't take away from the crime that was committed by him. And they made a video saying, yes, I slept with her when she was underage because she lied to me. Like, there was proof, there was physical proof for that crime happening, and yet everyone was just like, oh, don't worry about it, she lied to you, don't worry about it, it's fine. And it's like, how did he get away from how did they get away with that? I have no clue. Then, so Trisha Paytas is exposing them. No one believes her. A year to 2 years goes by and she gets on the Frenemies podcast, and now they're bringing up, again, every time Ethan is bringing up the David Dobrik or the Vlog Squad, Trisha's like, oh, hate them, exposed. She's saying all the stuff that she's been saying, and Ethan's like, oh, calm down, there's no need for this. And then more evidence starts coming out. So he does an interview with Seth and Big Nick, and they talk about the toxic environment with, I'm going to use the terminology from the Frenemies podcast and the After Dark podcast. There's a bunch of talk of SA, a bunch of allegations of toxic environments, pressuring, coercion, just being unable to say no because you're under pressure from this, like, really important figure on the internet, and you feel like you can't say no because it's a weird toxic environment, right? So all of that is happening and people are slowly turning against David, but it's actually not hitting him because since the beginning of the pandemic, so last March, I believe, was the last time David posted a vlog on his main channel. And he has his main channel, he has his second channel, and then he has the Views channel, which is for his podcast, which never used to be on YouTube. It was like an off-platform thing, and now he's moved it to YouTube and it's on the Views channel. So he started posting on the Views channel. On his second channel, he did a home tour, and then he started posting podcast episodes. One recently was with Charlie and Dixie, so that's kind of like the vibe, but he's still not posting on his main channel. So I feel like all of this scandal and criticism was swiftly passing him by because he wasn't posting. So like, where if someone's not posting a new video, what, you're gonna go to his old videos to leave a comment? No, you're just probably gonna be like, ah, whatever, he's not posting anyway. So he's not posting, the criticism's kind of slipping by, even though it's getting big. Like when Ethan, I think until Ethan did that interview with Seth and Nick, he was kind of like, yeah, I see it being toxic, but also like, oh, like, I don't know, like it could have been toxic, could have not been toxic. Like he was very much like, oh yeah, this could be a thing, but also how bad could it be? And then he did that interview with Seth and Nick and he was like, oh God, oh, all of this is happening. Okay. So then they start looking further into it and they start looking at his past content and putting stuff together, right? Like Seth said this and this is directly in the vlogs. Nick said this and this is directly in the vlogs. Trisha said this and this was in the vlogs. From situations like Trisha and Jason walk into a hotel room and they sleep together. They do the thing, and turns out that David and Jason planned this like prank, and the whole time that they were in the room, David was in the bathroom, and then she walked into the bathroom and he just was there. And Jason just was okay with that. Making jokes about Nick's height and then getting it to the point where people on the street are making fun of Nick because they think it's a funny inside joke for everyone, even though it's not. Seth, obviously, with the two situations of him kissing Jason when he thought he was kissing Corinna. Well, one time it was he thought he was going to kiss Corinna, he kissed Jason, which, wrong. And the second time, David put in this like elaborate plan of an advertisement that he was supposed to be in. So obviously Seth's like, I moved to LA, I want to make some money. And David puts this whole like ad together where he invites Seth to be in that ad, says he's going to pay him $2.5 grand. Obviously not as David. He's obviously pretending to be a company putting on this ad. And Seth shows up, there's a set, there's a plan, there's a director, and he's in this ad and he's kissing an ape, like someone in an ape costume, and turns out it's Jason. So twice now, without his consent, he kissed someone that he wasn't supposed to kiss. He was supposed to kiss someone else. So David doesn't address this. David never addresses scandals. That's not something he does. I remember I was always kind of turned off by this because I think the rules are not the same for everyone. You could be super problematic, but if your name is David Dobrik, everyone's fine with it. Racism, sexism, essay, anything. Like, as long as you're David Dobrik, you're fine. But if you're Jake Paul, if you're just the odd Sally on the internet, yeah, cancelled, problematic, it's over. So I feel like David has always had different standards for him. Well, people held David to different standards than they have other YouTubers. So whenever someone came up and said, but there is proof of him being racist, people are like, no, David Dobrik is not racist. Even though there's literally proof in his vlogs of him making charged jokes. So all of this is happening and David and Liza get called out for this was about 1 to 2 years ago when they were making content together as a pair. They got, well, after they broke up, they started getting called out for this. They were making fun of Asian people with like mocking accents, and then they were making fun of, well, there was a lot of like blackface in David's content. There was jokes about getting Seth arrested, and obviously he's a black man. That's kind of a big topic right now. So all of this is coming up and people are like, oh, this is not great. So David apologizes on his podcast, a podcast that's not named as the scandal. He's just like, he spent like 2 minutes talking about it. And Liza wrote a Word document, which I don't know if she even wrote it, and then she screen recorded it for 3 minutes and put it on her channel. And they're fine. They didn't lose any subs from this. They're fine, okay? So this is happening and David thinks he's untouchable. He's uncancelable, if you will. So he goes on with his life and he continues making jokes. Now, back to the present. All of this is coming up and he's just not addressing it. The Seth interview, the Frenemies podcast, the Nick interview, the After Dark podcast, everything is coming out and he still thinks he's uncancelable, but this time it's getting big, right? The snowball is snowballing down the slope and it's getting bigger and bigger and it's getting more aggressive. He has to address it somehow, but obviously he's David Dobrik. He doesn't want to address it himself. So what does he do? He gets one of his friends to address it for him. So he gets Scotty Sire. I'm saying he got his friend to do this because I don't think his friend would just be like, hey David, I want to film this video for you to defend you because I'm such a good friend and I'm just willing to put myself on the line for you. Like, I don't think that's how that conversation went. Unless that's how the conversation went, then great. But I feel like it was like a collective thing of like, who is the least problematic in the vlog squad? Scotty? Cool. You film a video for us and you talk on our behalf. So David doesn't have to do it himself. Scotty films a video. It's called Hi. He provides evidence for Seth consenting to the video where there's no actual proof of him consenting to the video. It's more just like jokes between them. He also talks about like, oh, well, if you were not okay with it, why did you react with laughter? Why did you not tell us straight away that you were like uncomfortable with it? Which, like, do you just not understand how these things work? Like, did you expect him to like punch you on camera? I'm not sure what reaction you wanted from him when he's being put on the spot. Like, he has cameras on him. He's in a room with a bunch of people. He doesn't want to be the aggressive one. So he just stands there and he's like, oh, I guess I'm okay with this. When he's not. He's quite clearly not. Also, sometimes something can happen to you and then you don't realize how bad it was for like 3 years and you're like, oh God, I remember that now. Just like recently with Tana Mojo, where she realized that the video she did with Shane Dawson wasn't appropriate, but she didn't realize it when she was 18. She realized it now when she's, in her 20s. It takes a while to process things. So this whole like, oh, well, why don't you just say it straight away? Okay, so Corinna starts tweeting about this, which makes me think that they have like this big group chat called the Vlog Squad, and they're all in there like, post your video, let's see the reactions. And in the first hour, all the reactions are really good. So the comments are really positive. The like to dislike ratio is really good because it's all very loyal Vlog Squad fans that are watching Scotty's video. And then it actually makes rounds on the internet and more people come over and they're like, this isn't correct. So the like to dislike's bad, the comments are getting, worse. And Corinna goes from tweeting, oh my God, this is such a good day, to, oh my God, my anxiety's back. So I'm assuming everyone in the group chat is panicking. Scotty then deletes his video and tweets about it. So he says, hi again. First of all, I would like to apologize for anyone who feels as though I disrespected or invalidated their story. That was never my intention. I mean that so sincerely. I let emotion get the better of me and I chose my approach and many of my words poorly. I chose to make the video and share my opinions. I expected it to be analyzed and picked apart, but I did not expect it to hurt so many people, and so I've made the decision to remove the video from my channel. And Ethan responds to that and says, Scotty, with peace and love, you didn't just choose the wrong words. You ignored that David admitted to the pranks being racially motivated, ignored that the first prank was not consensual. You indirectly threatened the victim and tried to assassinate his character. Own it, please. So that happened. The video is now down. So then some YouTubers start talking about it and we start to see kind of old clips of people discussing David Dobrik and specifically the Seth pranks. So you have PewDiePie recently on live stream basically saying that he's always had a bit of a weird vibe with David. He feels like he gets away with a lot of stuff that other YouTubers couldn't dream of getting away with.
I don't know much about David, but he always get like, I could be wrong, but my radar flicks up a bit. I kind of got the same feeling about him as I got a Logan Paul when he was, not everyone hated Logan Paul. Like, don't get me wrong, his videos are really entertaining, but he always gave me that weird like, wait, how is he able to get away with all this? Like, he's doing so much weird. Like, if I did that, I'd be canceled. If I did that, I'd get canceled. How is he doing it? What's that magic sauce?
He's basically just like, why is he the king of YouTube, but Jake Paul's one of the most hated YouTubers, even though they literally make the same content. They quite literally make the same content for probably the same demographic, for the most part. Like, of course, it differentiates a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same people that enjoy watching quick, loud, obnoxious vlogs full of spending money and flexing. Like, isn't that just the same content? I don't know. So PewDiePie's like, I got a weird vibe from him from the get-go, but he was just this like beloved YouTuber, so I just kind of ignored it. And there's an old clip of Cody Ko's podcast where he had two guys come on and they discussed the Seth podcast, and the podcast came out at the same time as like the prank was happening. And Cody was like, oh, this was really messed up, by the way. Did you guys hear of this? And he was like, yeah, Seth just like kissed a guy that he didn't know he was gonna kiss. He thought he was kissing a girl. And they all basically just said it was like super messed up that happened, but no one ever spoke about it. Then at the time, it was just kind of like swept under the rug.
By the way, did you guys watch that prank he pulled on Seth?
What? Which one?
No.
Which one?
It's actually the most insane I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is it
It's the
real?
most
Is it
insane.
real?
Yes, it's real.
Wait, Jason
How
pulled
so?
a prank?
No, David on his buddy Seth.
What is it?
have you
What
ever?
is it?
You know,
Is
you ever
Seth the
seen-
guy they make do stuff?
No, I don't think.
They make
Like the
him
intern?
jump off of stuff and hurt himself?
No, that's Jonah. I think.
I don't like how they treat that guy.
Yeah, I haven't really watched any of those ones. The ones I've seen are
I've
the ones
seen 'em.
they make Jason make out with Seth, but Seth doesn't know that it's Jason. He thinks
Wait,
it's like
what?
a girl. Yeah, it's
up.
happened twice. Okay, and so
That's
I know every
Is
time like
Seth-
Jason
is
will
Seth
like
like
take
gay or something, or like-
no, he's
Okay.
not. And so like Jason will take off his mask or whatever, and he's like, "What the? I
Wait,
can't
like-
believe I
like
just
they-
made out with a
Wait,
dude."
what do you mean?
Wait,
like a
wait,
mask?
wait,
Okay,
wait, what the? Like, wait, they actually make out?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's up.
Okay.
So some other YouTubers are coming out to talk about this. Then another thing came out with Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast. So I'm going to play some of the clips. He basically invited a guy from the Vlog Squad to his podcast. And while he was there, he was like talking pretty badly about Logan behind his back. And someone filmed it and posted it. And Logan saw it and was like, this is strange. And the guy like spoke really badly of him, but then next day he was like, hey, do you want to go for a run? Do you want to do some sparring? Like it's just such like two-faced stuff. So Logan calls out David and the whole vlog squad on his podcast and says, look, I've been where you are now. I've been at the super high where you think you're uncancelable, but that's going to end really soon and it's going to suck.
What do you got? I forgot. I have security cameras everywhere in my house.
Yeah.
So I went on and I looked at the time when David, Corinna, and Jeff were on the studio.
And you could hear what they're saying.
I could hear what they were saying. Okay. They made a Force joke. One of them, Jeff was caught on camera. Someone like Instagram him, and he was like making fun of me and my mistakes and my controversy. Jeff, what's good, bro? Then you text me the next day and you want to go running at Runyon Canyon or you want to box sometime? Like, please come over and we can handle this like men instead of coming on at my house on my podcast and talking. And David too, bro. Like everyone has these internet personas, but they come to my house in real life and the blatant disrespect right in front of my eyes, like, but also behind my back. I don't like it.
I feel like this is another one of those sparring things. Like where we entered onto the episode after he sparred and he just hates everyone.
No, I think I think you're offering like a really valid point. Like, why are people coming into your house, disrespecting your set and what you've done? I get it. A lot of it is for the content and that's part of their life. That's part of what they do. But when it comes down to like you're pulling up the same thing over and over and trying to, not only were they doing that to you too, what I actually thought was really up was they talked to Hayden. Like they pulled Hayden aside and the only thing they said to him was, yeah, I'll let you say it. I don't fully remember.
David goes, oh, you edited this Force video. Like, David, shut the up, dude. For real. Like, time to move on. We get it. You're hot now, but I think I can speak for everyone who knows you. If you keep this attitude up, your time is coming. I was there, dude. I was there. So ease up, Tiger. Ease the up.
Did he not predict the future? But it's kind of how things go. If you're on a high, you have to end up being on a low because you can't keep that up for a really long time. And Logan also said something really interesting because like, I see what you guys do behind the scenes. And that really stuck with me considering things that are coming out now. I was like, I feel like everyone kind of knew what was happening, but didn't actually have any proof for it and didn't actually know what was happening. So they kind of like, they were kind of aware, but kind of not aware at the same time. And now that it's all coming out, it's just like, oh, there it is. There it is. Then we have things like this toxic environment, this toxic workplace, because it is a workplace. Like people think they're friends. No, they work together and they make content together. Like David's a director in this like little movie that they have going on. Things like Corinna ran out of money and she had to get a tattoo of him, like his name on her body, like somewhere visible, so he would pay her. Tattoos, really, that's how far we're going. Dom, one of the guys from the vlog squad, films a video where he's basically just like, yeah, the environment was really toxic, and he starts to like agree with a bunch of people going against David, and people think, oh my god, this is really cool, and he like starts to admit to some of his own wrongdoings. Like he's like, yeah, I've done some things I regret in the past, and like he's trying to make this sound as if it's not as bad as it is. And remember my words here, this is very important, okay? He starts to like hint at things, but he's not actually saying what he did wrong, okay? But everyone thinks he's kind of innocent because they're like, oh, he must just like realize that this toxic environment wasn't that great. Just you wait. So Dirty Dom posts that about the toxic environment in the vlog squad because he's been kind of kicked out of the vlog squad a while back. So he's like, oh, this is my time to shine. I'm gonna let everyone know that this is toxic. So then old videos resurface. Things like David saying that he can literally get away with anything, which, you know, he probably thought that at the time. An old video talking about dark humor where he was like, yeah, at my school we all just made jokes about Jews and we all made jokes about race and, you know, dark humor basically. And he was like, if you can't take dark humor, then you're just boring, and like a bunch of those things, which makes sense as to why he makes the content he makes, because he genuinely thinks there's no issue with making that kind of content. Like he genuinely thinks this is perfectly fine, it's perfectly okay to mock someone for their height, to essentially make a prank about SA, and to allow frat boy behavior in your vlog squad, because that's what it is. They're all just like, they behave like frat boys, like typical guys that you'd want to avoid. Like if you saw that kind of guy on the street, you'd walk to the other side of the street so you can avoid him. Then an insider article comes out, and I got sent it early because I've spoken to Kat before. Kat, the person who's behind the insider article, she sent it to me just as like a, hey, heads up, this is kind of what's happening. And then it came out pretty much as I read it, it came out to the public. I was shocked. I can't even utter some of the things that are in that article on my channel, because my channel will get deleted by YouTube. They will go boink, like out, you're out, 3 strikes, you're out. Or they'll just completely screw me for the next period of my time on this platform. So the insider article is, I've retweeted it on my Twitter. So if you go through my Twitter, I've retweeted the article, you can read it and then you can come back, or you can just read it after you finish this video. But it basically talks about a lot of things that Dom has done, a lot of things that David has facilitated. And after that, apparently Dom got kicked out of the group, which if that's the only thing they did, I think prison time would have been great. But I guess getting kicked out of the vlog squad is the big consequence here. So the insider article comes out about Dom, and his video seems a lot more sinister now, because he's like, yeah, I've been guilty of some toxic... No, you've been guilty of crimes. Crimes is what you're guilty of, not a toxic work environment, not toxic friendship. Crimes. So that insider article comes out, and a video exposing Dom resurfaces with another YouTuber who got dislike bombed at the time because everyone was like, oh my god, no, David, Dom, no. And now people are like, oh, so she was correct this whole time and we all just made her feel like crap for it and ruined her career over her basically saying like, this is a big issue in the industry. Then David Dobrik posts an apology video called Let's Talk. And you know what the ironic part about that is? The like to dislike is removed and the comments are turned off. So David, please let me know where we can talk about this, because it sure as hell is not in your comment section. So like, where do you want us to talk to you? I'll gladly send a comment through if you let me. It's also trending in the US, number 8 trending in the US. And Kat actually tweeted about this and she was like, can someone tell me if it's trending in America or if it's trending somewhere else? Because if it's trending in America, that is a curated list. Like the trending tab in America is very different to other countries, because in other countries it's the algorithm picking it up and putting it into trending. In America, if you're on trending, someone at YouTube put you on trending. People sent us screenshots of it being trending in America, which means someone at YouTube put it on trending, right? Which is strange. It's just strange. And then it was taken off trending after she tweeted about it. Then there are 2 TikToks exposing them, including some other TikToks kind of explaining the situation, putting some commentary, putting some background context. And I'm going to play the 2 TikToks exposing the vlog squad more. Actually, no, 3 TikToks, because I found one kind of right before filming. 3 TikToks about the vlog squad.
I don't know if I want to post this because I don't want a lawsuit, but I'm going to do it anyway. As somebody who has met people in the vlog squad and like hooked up with them, all the things that Trisha Paytas says is true. Like, and I'm no one. They wouldn't even remember me if they saw my face, but they are literally frat boys. Do you really think they're not? And I don't understand how it's not obvious. Like, they are literally frat boys with a YouTube channel. Like, what? Just because Trisha Paytas says it doesn't mean it's like not important.
Sarah was finally home. Caillou was very happy to see her. Caillou! Ni hao! What?
He has lost subs on his main channel and on his views channel, because actually, oh, forgot to mention, the apology video was not filmed on the main channel. It was not for the second channel. It was for the views channel. He gets about 500,000 views per video on the views channel, and he gets about 20 million views on the main channel. I wonder why he posted it on the views channel. Anyway, he's lost 100k. Well, not really. On social media it shows minus 100k on the main channel and about negative 100k on the views channel. But that could just be like 2,000 subs. But it's showing as negative 100k because he's technically dropped down 100k. So for example, if you're on 20.1 million, but it's like 20 million 100,001 and you drop down 2 subs, then on social media it's technically going to show as negative 100k because you've dropped down to 20 million, right? From 20 million 100k and 1, you drop down to 20 million and like 99,999, which technically means you've dropped down 100k even though you've only lost 2 subs. So you could have literally lost like 10k subs, but it's going to show as negative 100k. I hope I'm making sense. He definitely didn't lose 100k, but he's lost some to kind of fall down in the ranks. He hasn't lost since, so that's been short-lived. Great. Then we have actually Danielle Bregoli as well, who in this whole process has said her own piece about the vlog squad. When all of this was coming out, she said that she has some things to say about them too, that they made her feel uncomfortable, and a vlog that they deleted that featured her resurfaced and is showing some inappropriate behavior towards Danielle Bregoli, who's not an adult, or at least wasn't at the time. Right before I started filming this video, 2 sponsors have apparently pulled out from sponsoring David. One is EA. So one time David gifted a blue Lamborghini to one of his friends and it was funded by EA because he was sponsoring some kind of a game that they were releasing. So EA has pulled out, and Dollar Shave Club has also pulled out from sponsoring David. And one of like a brand that David is an investor in also is pulling out and basically just trying to hold him accountable. That's kind of like the general news that's coming out. But other than that, I'm not sure. I think there's still Chipotle has sponsored him before, and a few other brands, I'm assuming. And I mean, I wonder how this is going to pan out for his app Dispo, right? He's got like some investors in Dispo, but like, would they want to be associated with all of this? So are they going to start pulling out their money? There's just a lot of repercussions here that could be seen by David. I just don't know why he didn't kick these people out sooner, do something about this, make sure some consequences are seen. It's a tough situation. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe to post videos every time something happens. Hit that bell to be notified when that's happening. Social media links, any other links in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.